Hello, I'm Richard Jack Smith of ReelTalk Movie Reviews. Dredd, 10 years later. This is kind of a re-review of sorts because I reviewed Dredd when it was originally released in 2012. I didn't like the film back then. I had issues with the violence, I found the performances rather unconvincing, and I just didn't like it. But in recent years I have gone back to the film. I came across the Blu-ray in my local cash generator. It was cheap, so I thought, oh, what the hey. I gave James Mangold's 310 to Humour a second chance, why not Dredd? And my feeling about the film, the temperature has changed, it's altered somewhat. I still enjoy the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd for what it is, a dumb comic book a dumb comic book popcorn ride, but as I say, it's this is a completely different beast, and beast it is quite gory. I think a couple of those moments could have been toned down a little bit, but on the whole they're fleeting moments of viscera and claret and all the rest of it. Anthony Dod Mantle's cinematography, he won the Academy Award for Slumdog Millionaire. He's a digital convert in the sense that he loves working with new technology and pushing pixels and resolution on those high definition cameras. So, and there's some good photography in this. There's only a couple of places where it looks a little low grade, and perhaps just maybe they had to process the thing a little bit differently. They had to, push the gain on it a little bit just to make it a little bit brighter or something. So there's a little bit of noise in the image, but it's only in one or two spots. Overall, it's a pretty good looking film. I think they could have done more with the city, Mega City 1. That's one aspect of the 1995 Judge Dredd which definitely stands up to the test of time, is that it's a spectacular, almost Blade Runner type city with neon and billboards and almost like they have in Japan with the advertising on buildings. It's really a part of the culture in Japan. So when you look at Dredd and it's kind of sort of run down, it's a bit like Mad Max, or it's that kind of rust and patina of just recycled rubbish being sort of like converted, and no sense of painterliness in the set design at all, which is a choice that one makes. I like Carl Urban as Dredd. I wasn't fussed with his performance, like I say, when I first saw it, but apart from one or two moments where he does channel a little RoboCop, you have 10 seconds to comply. Ed 209 admittedly, it's more than RoboCop, but Ed 209 in RoboCop, yeah, pretty good. I mean, the thing with it is he doesn't take his helmet off, which is something that is true to the graphic novels and comics of Judge Dredd. Now, when Sylvester Stallone played the part, that obviously wasn't going to happen, and I don't think it would have worked anyway because he was accused of murder, so why would he have his helmet on? If he's going to be sent to prison, he wouldn't need it. So that was alright. I was able to forgive that, and I didn't mind. And plus, the audience doesn't have that sense of connection to. It's almost like when Claude Rains played the Invisible Man, and you don't see his eye. You actually see him at the very end, but that's that's a different thing. So overall, I think Urban did alright with this. Olivia Thirlby, she is the psychic Judge Anderson in this, and it takes a little while for her to grow into the part, but then again that's to do with her character arc. She's quite vulnerable and inexperienced to begin with, and then obviously as the chaos of Peachtrees unfolds, the triple homicide, which then becomes a lockdown, and then they have to fight their way through hordes of baddies and miniguns and all the rest of it. I like her character arc. I found it believable. I still have issues with Lena Headey's role as Mama. I think more could have been done there. I mean, she's pretty one note in this. I mean, I think there could have been a moment or two where we gained a little bit more insight into her character, maybe something that she held precious to herself, just something. Because if you think about, like, say, Alan Rickman in Die Hard, you find out that he's he's quite sophisticated. He knows about architecture and he's interested in things apart from just, well, robbing and, you know, making money and all the rest of it. So that was missing from Mama in Dredd, I think. Director Pete Travis did okay. Yeah, I think overall Dredd is one of those movies where it's a good action movie. It's very much taking that template of Raid Redemption, as I mentioned in my original review, which is basically floor by floor by floor, you know, fighting your way up until you get to the big finale. And it's pretty good. You know, I think some of the editing is, for the most part, quite seamless. There's a couple of parts where it's a bit choppy, but not bad overall. Paul Leonard Morgan's score is okay in the movie, but it doesn't work as a standalone experience. These are small, tiny ideas which are repeated and don't have the chance for thematic development. There is no thematic development whatsoever. The moments of the slow-mo, which are conveyed musically, where they've basically taken a song and slowed it right the way down to literally mimic the slow motion. The interesting, I've heard done better if you listen to Helicopter in Cliff Martinez's Traffic, works so much better. Or even the opening measures of Ry Cooder's Last Man Standing. So overall, is Dredd a pass or is it a fail? I would say it's a pass. The test of time has allowed it to almost form its own little niche. It can be enjoyed away from the Stallone effort. It's a different aesthetic. As I say, more could have been done with Mega City 1 and Lena Headey's character, but I enjoy the performance. The interactions between Anderson and Dredd are among my favourite moments. I like how he'll ask for her assessment of the situation because he is assessing her. You know, how would she react? You know, we've got this over here, we've got that over there. What do we do? Your call. And those are good moments. I think some of the gore is perhaps a little bit over the top, especially in one of the slow motion bits with the cheek. But not bad. I would give Dredd 4 out of 5 stars. I'm glad I've given it a chance. I've seen it probably 4 times now, that including the original viewing, which was in the cinema, and I have the Blu-ray, and I can see myself coming back to this. I do quite like it now, and I'm glad I've gone back to it. For more film and soundtrack reviews, please visit Betty Jo Tucker's website, ReelTalk Movie Reviews. On Facebook you can find my pages, Hip-notic Movie Reviews and Hip-notic Soundtrack Reviews. I am Richard Jack Smith, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.